6 o'clock, call meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Deborah Birch,
Here.
Kenny Chateau,
Here.
Robert Morton,
Here.
Kelly Williamson,
Here.
Item 3, discussion and appropriate action related to the approval, disapproval of minutes of regular meeting in the Planning Board Commission, February the 5th of 2026.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the February 5th meeting.
One second.
Call for the vote, please.
Deborah Birch,
Yes.
Robert Morton,
Yes.
Kelly Williamson,
Yes.
Kenny Chateau,
Yes.
Item 4, public hearing in effect at 6:01 regarding rezoning application number Z 2026-02, proposed rezoning of property located generally 106th Street North and Highway 11, Oklahoma, containing 5 parts with approximately 18.66 acres, contained in section 132112 from residential, agriculture, and commercial district to industrial heavy district. Owner is Premier Concrete Construction. Mr. Kevin, you got anything to say about it?
Just trying to make some land available to sell and get some businesses in here.
Well, I'm glad I ain't telling one right like this.
Josh?
Jose?
Yeah, it looked lonely. I thought I'd give it some company on there.
All right, well,
I'm just here to listen.
let's hear, you got anything to say about it?
Y'all doing a great job. Moral support for y'all.
Thank you. You want on this side to help?
No,
Pat her back.
not yet. Yeah.
SM,
You can't read Sam?
Sam? I
I
would,
thought I wrote better than Josh. It's not. No, I don't have anything to say about any of those, and when we get to the ones down below, I might have a question.
okay. Come on, guys.
If you signed up,
Same age. I'm not here for the 106th Street North.
Well, I'm the only one
Who's
with
here
the
for
Sperry, y'all be
106th
able to
Street
read
North?
mine.
It reminds me of getting my hands slapped in school.
okay, you're here for the 106.
You're here for 106, okay? It's open meeting.
Okay, 3 minutes to do a conversation, 3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm representing the corner, the northwest corner at 106 in Peoria.
Okay.
Okay, I'm in hoop with the man that, I'm actually leasing that with purchase. And, I guess oppose whatever is going on in there, especially the concrete business. Plan on building a house there someday, maybe. And, I don't wanna look across the street and see a concrete business. I don't think it'd be in the best interest of.
I don't really know what's gonna be built there. I cannot answer that.
Yeah,
I've heard different things.
well, if you open it up, though, anything can be built, correct?
Well, if you open it up to industrial.
For heavy industrial.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know the restrictions with floodlands, what you can do and what you can't, but, that's just my opinion, and the man that owns it, he don't want the zoning changed, he wants to let that agricultural, so, that's just my opinion.
And that's what we're asking for, everybody's opinion.
I had something else I was gonna give you guys. I prepared this for you all, along for a 2-minute.
For 106?
For the
Are
concrete.
you all done? Okay, thank you.
I don't know where anybody come up with concrete business, I guess, cause my name says concrete and I just own the land.
What is your plan?
I'm not doing anything there, it's putting it for sale.
Yep.
So the problem is with Sperry is I get several calls a month. Is there any land available to build a commercial building on? Got cabinet shops called. I've had numerous other people call. And there's no land readily available in your town to do anything. And it takes 5 months to get to this point with you guys. We started all this in December. So if a person was to wanna come to your town and do something and acquire a piece of ground and go through the banking and go through all the stuff to get there, by the time that they get it through you guys, the deal's dead. If they had their loan done and bought the land, get a 1-year building loan to build it, you spend 7 months trying to get anything rezoned. So we're missing a lot of opportunities for businesses to come to your town because you don't have any commercial land or industrial land or any kind of commercial property anywhere available to do anything on. So you can't get businesses here. This town's gotta have businesses because the people that's here don't support the businesses that are here anyway. So you gotta get outside people to come to your town. And the only way to do that is businesses. And the only way to get businesses to come is land available to do what they wanna do, whatever that is. There's thousands of lots all over the country that are zoned commercial that nobody knows what they're doing with them. They rezone them to make them available to be able to be bought and something done with in a timely manner.
That all sounds good, but what about the buildings that we have open now?
What buildings do you have open?
Well, there's different buildings that,
Well, where are they at?
there's different ones down here.
They're office spaces. You
Well,
can't put a cabinet shop in a 400 square foot
that
office space.
That one's pretty big where the weld shop used to be, but I'm just saying
It's not
there's
available.
opportunities for other people to move in and it hadn't happened.
There's no land available.
Okay, let
Ain't
me
nobody
ask-
can build a shop to a 6,000 square foot shop. There ain't a 6,000 square foot building in Sperry available. There ain't somebody can't build a 6,000 square foot cabinet shop because there's no land available to do
I
that.
understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
build something bigger,
Yeah.
these aren't big enough.
Yeah,
But I'm just saying, these have been open, some of these smaller ones, and nobody's renting.
yeah, I own a couple of them. I agree with you. But what I'm telling you is the calls that we get, businesses for this town, the calls that I get as a builder and land available is for bigger stuff. Cabinet shop, car lot, I've talked to several things. You've got no place available for any of that.
I want to make a statement.
Yeah,
Excuse me. If we are looking at commercial high-intensity district, this is what it says in our book.
but we're looking at industrial,
Industrial,
Heavy industrial.
heavy industrial.
Yeah.
I can't even find that in my book.
Mrs. Birch, can I ask you a quick question? What would the difference between commercial to heavy industrial be in regards to this area? What would be the business differences?
Well, if you did commercial high-intensity, you're limited to arena, commercial and industrial machinery, commercial campground, drag strip, drive-in theater, fairgrounds, wholesale medical marijuana facility, outdoor amusement park, racetrack, stadium, transit and ground passenger transportation, truck or weighing station, truck rental, trucking establishments, warehouses, and wholesale nursery and lumber yard. And for some reason, I can't find just, so somebody else could, while I'm trying to find it in here in this massive book.
It's missing book.
Yeah. Okay. Was any of that what you're planning to do with that, or?
I mean,
Are you just
obviously,
doing commercial
we're not communicating. I'm not putting anything on there. I'm gonna get it zoned and I'm gonna post it for sale. And then whatever the person wants to put on there, they still gotta bring it back to you to be able to put it on there anyway. They ain't like they just show up and start building it. They gotta bring it back to the board. But the problem is for you guys, is it takes from December to now to get to this point. You can't get anybody in here to do anything when it takes 7 months to get to this point. City of Tulsa, I can get it through the city of Tulsa in 2 months.
I got a question, okay, when I first started out, going to commercial, now you want heavy industrial.
I never asked for commercial. This one is zoned, this one is heavy industrial, the other one is commercial heavy. That's the zoning. This was never commercial. I asked for heavy industrial the first time I came in there, and heavy commercial on the one on 103rd, is heavy commercial. I mean, we're talking about 106 there now. It's all that where the liquor store used to be, all the way back to the sewer lagoon, all the way to 106. I mean, it ain't like you're ever gonna build houses or nothing on there anyway. Who wants to be next to the sewer lagoon and stuff?
Everything but the old storage building, plumbing station.
Well, I don't own the storage building, I don't own the ice house, and I don't own the plumbing shop. That all belongs to, 3 different people.
Yeah.
So it goes all the way around. It goes from the liquor store across behind all them, back up to 106th Street.
I don't think I have air transportation.
That deal fell apart because it takes too long to get anything to your deal.
This just tells all the things.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say, they gotta come back before the board to get it anyways. It ain't like you just can't get a building permit. Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, we zone stuff all the time, all over the town. Before
Aaron, you got anything else to say besides that?
This is the property that's right along 30 Carter, correct? This is right behind it?
No.
No.
So, I was thinking about the other one.
Yeah, you're on 103rd Street property, different projects.
Okay, so this is 130.
Yeah, just one right below it.
That wants to build something, come to us and change it. So what I'm saying. I don't know how you have to change it just to sell it.
Because you guys' process takes 7 months. Okay?
No.
We started in December, okay? So it's April the 2nd and we just got to this point. And then we gotta wait another week if I was buying it to build a building. So from December to now, 4 months. And then I gotta wait another week to get on the agenda for the town board. And then I gotta file a permit, a building, if you guys did it, then you gotta file an agenda, you gotta wait another month to get on this board. And then you gotta wait another week to get on that. So by that time, you're 7 months down the road. You lose anybody that wants to come to here because it takes too long to get through y'all's permit process to get to this point.
I know it's gotten kind of lengthy and.
It ain't gotten, it's been that way since we started, 14 months to do 10 houses in 14, and it ain't been any different since then.
Well, it's
So-
gotten complicated because we have to make sure everything's right.
And that's fine.
Used to, people just move everything in and we're trying to do things right.
So I've built 25 houses in your town in the last 5 years.
And we appreciate
I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna make it worth any less than it is, because I've really,
Right.
up until now, these guys are fixing to take off. I'm the only guy building anything in this town anyway.
I just wanted to ask you a question. Can you explain to me what difference it would make if you're selling it, if it's commercial or heavy industrial? What difference would it make? Why couldn't you let the person that wants to build something,
Let this guy answer it for you, he works for y'all.
let the person that builds something,
I can
ask for that?
I can answer that because I get calls every day. I work for the city. I get calls every day, and Connie will tell you that I kind of run with our economic development a little bit. And I'll tell you right now that and Tulsa is the aerospace capital of the world right now. Every day I get a call. They won't even consider a property if it's not industrial or commercial. When they call and say, I'm interested in this piece of property, and you say it's residential or it's agriculture, conversation's over. They don't want it because they have to rezone it. That takes time. To them, time is money. They want it. They want to get through the permitting as fast as possible, and they want to start building. Those kind of businesses bring jobs. Jobs brings people. People brings tax dollars. Those are the people that are buying gas. Those are the people that are buying stuff at the Cove. They're going to the Dollar General. Tax dollars, sales tax is how we survive. That's how my department thrives. That's how the water department thrives. That's how the fire department thrives. That's how we operate. So whenever you tell a commercial or an industrial business, I don't have any commercial property, we don't have any industrial land, conversation's over there in Collinsville, Skiatook, and Owasso. So you don't have it, you don't get it. So and I'm just going to use this as an example. If Sonic calls you tomorrow and says, I want to put a Sonic in your town, or one of their investors calls and says, I'm interested in putting a Sonic in your town, and you say, well, the only land I have is residential, they're out. They're out. They don't want it because they don't want to have to go through the process. They don't want to fight it. Dollar General is a great example out in the west part of, out west. Now those people were definitely well within their rights, and I can understand why they didn't want it. But that's why Dollar General doesn't do that, is because they knew that they would take a risk. That's why they didn't buy the land first. So they told the owner, go get it rezoned, because we don't want to invest. If we don't want to buy, we don't want to invest, and then it just died. So he went to get it rezoned and it died. So Dollar General moved on, and they didn't spend a dime because they knew that that would be a fight. So that's the same problem that we'll have here. If they buy residential land or they buy agricultural land and somebody throws a big fit about it, or there's a big public outcry about it, then you don't sell that land and you don't have that investment. You don't have that business, which brings in sales tax dollars, which brings in jobs, which brings in people, which keeps people here, which means people are eating at our diners. They're buying gas. They're buying stuff at the Cove. They're buying stuff at the Dollar General. They're driving through town. All great things to keep the town alive. You don't have residential or you don't have commercial property, you don't have anything to offer them.
Well, thank you for explaining that, but I just, right now, you're just wanting to change that so it's easier for you to sell.
Well, I'm trying to change it so it gives your town an opportunity to get things that want to come to this town. We've had several opportunities to get people in here for things, but there's no land readily available. And he just explained to you about that.
Well, I understand that.
So you let that land sit out there just like it is, it's gonna sit there for another 30 years, just like it's been sitting the last 30 years. And I mean, I understand you want your town to die or whatever, if that's what you guys are after, let it sit there. If you wanna get something going on here, get some land zones so you can get somebody in here to do something. There's land all over Tulsa that's zoned commercial and industrial, that they do it so they can make it easier to sell, because it ain't just Sperry that has that problem. It's every town. If you don't have the land available for the people to buy it, they don't come.
Kevin, can I ask you a question?
Yep.
We had Carl Fishkins, who is a contract planner for our,
Yeah, he
Planning Board.
gave you a report.
You did give us a report, and my question is, it says the primary development constraint is the presence of the 100-year floodplain. Any construction will require floodplain development permits, which may necessitate providing compensatory floodwater storage.
Yeah,
Have you dealt with any of that?
all the time, do it every day.
What would be your plan for this? Because I'm
I don't
sure
have a
somebody
plan
would
for it.
wanna
I'm
buy
gonna
the
pay an
land.
engineer, I'm gonna pay an engineer a big old chunk of money, and he's gonna tell me what to do. And then we're gonna bring it in here and let you look at it, and you're gonna let your engineer look at it and say it's okay, and then we're gonna do whatever the engineer says. I'm not an engineer, so I can't tell you. But I'm sure there's gonna have to be some, significant amount of retention to accumulate the dirt to build it up out of the floodplain and retain the water that comes on site. But there again, I'm not an engineer, so, engineer will be involved in that. Your guy also said that industrial is a perfect fit in that area. It's perfect fit for that area. You guys paid him, and he told you it's a
And
perfect fit.
I understand what you're saying, and I have read his recommendations and such. I'm just trying to follow up on it.
Yeah, so it's just like anything else. If you get ready to build a housing addition in your town, we gotta get an engineered set of drawings, and they take care of everything, and then we build it per plan. And it'll be the same thing on that.
Anybody else on property on 106th Street?
So do we know that, I'm just curious, because I don't know the answer to this question, Kevin, you might be able to answer. In the event that you have somebody that reaches out to you and says, yes, now that it's zoned for this particular reason, but now we have the flood zone, and that's a whole nother issue, like you're saying, how do we know they'll still commit, being that they have to go through all that? I
Because in
know-
order for me to sell it, I'm gonna do all that. So as soon as this gets approved or don't get approved, I'm gonna hire an engineer. It don't make no sense to pay an engineer $35,000 to engineer a project that may or may not happen.
Right.
So at the point that we get this done, we hire an engineer, he tells us what to do, we bring the plans back to you guys, they approve them, we build it, and then they come and build on the lots.
The reason why I bring that up is because I was in the Dollar General meeting, and everything he said was correct as far as how that process worked. But the one thing that we didn't talk about is the big water issue. We all know where we're talking about. So there's a huge dip, and that one particular little area is considered a flood zone. And Dollar General was not willing to go through all the hassle that Osage County was gonna put them through and make them pump all, because I talked to one of the commissioners afterwards, and he said he was going to require them, because he was actually for it. But he was gonna make them build a pump station and pump all that water and do all this, because some of the neighboring properties, which mine's not affected by it, but mine's just to the north of it, was getting impacted already by the storage units that were there. So they were speaking on that situation, even though they had already put all their water sources in there, things that were causing that water to supposedly go away from where it was landing, it wasn't. So that was another thing that was brought up, and that's why I was asking about the water thing, is because that became a whole nother issue behind the Dollar General thing. So,
We'll have to worry about all that when they bring it to the board, make sure engineering plans meet what it's supposed to. That's
yeah.
all we can do. Close the hearing, public hearing at 6:20. Item 5. Discuss and appropriate action related to the rezoning application, Z 2026-02, proposed rezoning of property. God, here we go, gotta read all this. Okay, so parcel numbers at 106th Street. Parcel number R912, 1312, 1323, 395. Parcel number R91, 2131, 21, 32, 37, 50. Parcel numbers of R912, 1312, 1323, 2225. Parcel 4912, 1312, 1322, 190. Parcel number 19, 21, 23, 9, 21, 31, 21, 32, 40, 50. Owner is Premier Concrete.
Gentlemen, if you look at your packet that you received from Carl Fiction, that says rezoning request SPZ 2026-02, it is the recommendation of Mr. Fiction that the board go ahead and approve the rezoning of property from AG to IH, and to send it to the town board of trustees for review.
They give it right, whoever gets it, whoever buys it. They can put horses there, they can put rabbits there, they still gotta come to the board and be approved for any of it. So if it's going to environmental control, they can't do it, flood zone. Yeah, the state tells us on that. We don't.
It's not in the floodway, it's just it's in the flood zone. So you can rearrange
Says
it
one
on
hundred
site.
FEMA regulated floodplain.
It's not a floodway. Floodway, you can't move the dirt around. Flood zone, you can rearrange the dirt on site.
Any discussion?
Any discussion, guys? Motion, non-motion, back up front.
I make a motion that we approve rezoning request SPZ 2026-02, sending it to the town board of trustees for review.
Second it.
Call for a vote, please.
Ken Chateau,
No.
Kelly Winsman,
Yes.
Robert Morton,
Yes.
Deborah Birch,
Yes.
Anybody still has a complaint, go to town board meeting next Thursday. Review on that. Item 6, public hearing regarding rezoning application, C 2026-03, proposed rezoning of property located generally north and south sides of 103rd Street, north approximately a quarter mile west of State Highway 11, Sperry, Oklahoma, Tulsa County, containing approximately 7.12 acres more or less for residential to commercial high density district, owner Premier Concrete. Okay. We're on 103rd.
Yep. So this is the one I was talking about. That's what I prepared for you guys. I just need to keep it.
Public meeting will be held at 6:25. Your turn, sir.
Alright, so my name's Aaron Ruff. I live right next to the track. My concern about this is they're wanting to go to commercial high intensity, which is not compatible because it is next to residential land in particular. The highest level of commercial zoning reduces far beyond the residence area, which should be responsibly expected to absorb. So sound, noise, residents shouldn't be able to absorb that kind of thing. What's probably gonna be imminent is it's gonna be noise, the heavy truck activity, disruption of quiet hours. I believe there's also well-documented concerns, we can look those up if need be, about it coming into place and declining the property values of the residents in the surrounding area, particularly the ones that, like us, that are right next to it, adjacent to it. In addition, there's lots of wildlife in there. You got deer, wolves, little critters, Canadian geese, you name it, you got a lot of stuff right there. Not the best thing for them because it will naturally clear out that part of the town for the wildlife. If you strongly believe that this should be something we pursue, maybe a lower intensity zoning classification could be pursued, but I feel that we'll probably run into the same issue. I just kind of ask respectfully that we, if this is pursued, that we look into strict conditions being imposed on hours of operation, outdoor storage being prohibited, substantial landscape or fencing buffers, stuff like that to be controlled access. Like I said, if this is something we can't avoid, we at least need to have some precautions in place for the residents who are raising their families in these areas, as it concerns to even the quality of the air during operations. That's kind of all I have on that right there. And if need be, I do have a petition to oppose the zoning with signatures that can be signed while we're here, that can be turned into the clerk as well, to help speed up the process.
Sam, is this part of what you wanted to talk about too?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it being rezoned commercial with the high intensity part. It throws me for a loop. That sounds like a pretty wide net. And I own land just to the west of it, it runs along Osage back north. And it will be residential. It's not too far from this place. Cabinet shop, something like that wouldn't be bothering me, but if, the high intensity part is what throws me for a loop. I think you read that a minute ago, but I didn't know if you were reading.
Well, I think what we're looking at is, again, another recommendation by our planner, Carl Fitchkin. His concern, again, was like yours, a high-density commercial, and he did recommend in his findings that to ensure compatibility with existing surrounding and potential future neighborhoods, that you look for a low-intensity commercial classification, which would be more appropriate for the location. And I think that's what you guys are asking for, is instead of it being high intensity, that it be a lower intensity commercial. Again, something for the board members here to talk about what we have here. And again, I'm just going by the recommendations of Carl Fitchkin.
What's low intensity? What all is it?
I'm sure we have those out here.
And commercial shopping, commercial general, and commercial high intensity, which so commercial shopping can do all of these things. Commercial general can do all of commercial shopping plus these. And the commercial high intensity can do any of that plus this other stuff.
Kevin, is that split?
Part of it's on,
Part of it's on the north, part of it's on
the
the south.
south side, yeah.
So is it split two different pieces of land?
No.
No, it's one track, it's just
It's split because of 100.
split for 130.
I I would be considering too, 130 that's a pretty main shot to the lake, by the school, by the cemetery.
Well, when they put 103rd in there, they designed that for business all the way through there. But they pissed the largest landowner off, which was
Carl
Skelton.
Skelton.
So that all ended, but that, when they put 103rd in, that was the plan. That was all commercial all the way out to Osage Drive.
Okay, they didn't tell me that when they bought our part, but I don't have a problem with commercial. I have a problem with the wide net that high intensity describes. I think it should be narrowed. Of course, I don't live by it like these people do. I probably have a different feeling about it, but
The only thing about the high intensity, and I have to agree with part of it, right behind homes. I mean,
What?
It's right behind some homes,
yeah.
and
I was told high intensity could be anything from rental cabins to salvage yards.
basically.
Can't be a salvage yard.
Can't.
No,
That's my biggest concern.
yeah, can't be a salvage yard.
Is that another one you're just trying to rezone to sell?
Same
or-
thing, rezoned to make land available to sell. I mean, the problem, like I said, we've already talked about it. Problem is, there's nothing readily available for anybody to get, so as soon as you tell them they gotta go through the rezoning purpose, the deal's done. I mean, you
Could
can't,
you not live with the lower commercial?
I'm asking for high intensity, they can, that's their decision. I mean, if I didn't have to come here, I'd already have a business on it. I'd already sold it to somebody, and there'd be something out there.
Or what would it be?
I couldn't tell you, but I've had 20 people call on it. There again, I'm not gonna put anything out there that's gonna devalue the properties around it or the town, because I've probably got as much or more invested than anybody else in this town anyways. So I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna devalue, salvage yard. I ain't gonna put a salvage yard in, even if somebody called wanting to buy it to put a salvage yard in. If they could, I'd say no, because I don't want 100 dead cars sitting around when you drive by it. I got 40 acres to develop on Osage Drive right down the street from you. And I already got a housing addition platted down the street here, so it doesn't make any sense to kill your own demise, but it just makes some land available to businesses to come to your town.
And again, we were just talking, even if we do approve it at high density, whatever it's gonna build on there has to come before the planning board.
Well, even if it's high, commercial high intensity, that land being right next to residence is not compatible land to be used for high intensity because of its location. Low intensity about be the highest compatibility that land can be used for, just simply because of the residential right next to it.
Was it rezoned residential? Because what I was looking at, older ones. was
all ag.
ag.
It's all ag all the way around, there's no residential
So
around it.
residential was just something that.
Yeah, even the houses directly behind it, with the trailer house and house about to fall down, it's all on agriculture, pure ag.
My land, you're on one side and I'm on the other. My agricultural too.
But I live
I
there.
mean, if we look at our stuff here, we did plan on it being commercial. The question now is it gonna be high intensity, low intensity? That's where the dividing line is.
Yeah, it cannot be high.
Because I think of the fact that it has the potential of being residential areas. I just don't feel comfortable with the high intensity. But again, the board always has the option of saying, let's go ahead and improve it and send it to the board of trustees and perhaps get a better definition of what would be considered lower intensity commercial. So that the board of trustees would have a better.
I've been around here a long time, Gary's been around here a long time, saying that property has been empty for God knows how long.
Wow.
Even before 130 was put in, there was nothing being built back there. People looked at it, now I don't like it, And I mean, I understand what Kevin's trying to do, appreciate the heck out of somebody trying to get something going here in Sperry. The north side of 103rd, I don't know, that'd be high density, no big deal, no. But when it butts the home housing condition, that got me questioning a little bit. That's my own.
That'd be me too, north of 103rd, I've got the property next door to you there too, I'm not worried about that over there.
You know,
But I live on the south side of 103rd, right next door to it.
you wanna put the home down there?
He's already got one, oh yeah, he lives there,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's my only question. The reason I asked you, Kevin, was the two pieces.
Yeah, well, I mean, it
It is,
ain't,
but it's not.
it is, but it ain't.
But why build right there if there's so many other properties that could be done somewhere else? Cause this will affect me. I do live where you guys are planning on doing all of this. And I do see wildlife, cause I live by 103rd and we see deer all the time over there. But I live in that area and I have kids and there's other kids where I live in that area that see that, and I personally wouldn't want anything there, because why develop something there when you should just let wildlife just do its thing?
Because I'm not in the business to raise wildlife.
I know, but
Okay, so
I live there, I don't
It
want
was
to
for
see.
sale when I bought it, you should have bought it, or he should have bought it.
I know, but I wouldn't
So-
want to see,
Yeah.
this is not just me, I'm sure there's other people.
I totally understand you.
I don't want to see other buildings across the street from my house when there's other people in the area probably feel the same way.
I'm sure there is, but there's nothing on 103rd except for this gentleman right here.
But we do this.
And the guy just built a shop over there on the corner.
Right either, except
There's
it
nothing else
is-
on 103rd for half a mile.
And it's probably safe to say Scout's probably not gonna do anything but what he's doing now,
Can't be,
right?
can't be sold till his kids are 70 years old.
Right, so, I don't know with 7 acres, how much could you really go in there? It may be better suited, I don't know.
That close to town. Because there's too many people living around it. And that's going to get a big shop or something in there, it could be noisy, especially if you got people working at night and working around the sleep. You know, it puts off a lot of noise. But that's my own opinion, I don't think it should be that close to town.
I don't believe it can be high intensity backed up to the neighborhood.
Yeah. I just say.
Whether we say yes or what, is that what it states?
It should be lower.
It can't be high intensity.
You can always make a motion to send it to the board recommending lower intensity commercial. And then let the board deal with it with your explanations.
We're still public.
No, public hearing closed at 6:20.
6.
Okay. Discussion and appropriate action related to rezoning application. Z 2026-03, proposed rezoning of property generally north and south side of West 103rd, north approximately a quarter mile west, State Highway 11, Sperry, Oklahoma, Tulsa County, from residential district to commercial high density, CH district. If anybody got something to plan, say it.
I make a motion that we move item number 7 to the town board of trustees with a recommendation from the board to change from commercial high intensity to lower intensity commercial classification.
I second that.
Call for a vote, please.
Kenny Chateau,
No.
Kelly Lindsman,
Yes.
Robert Morton,
I would bring my name up with you. Yes, we gotta send it to the town board.
and Deborah Birch.
Yes.
Item 8, discussion of appropriate action related to the request from Lloyd Inc. to add a coffee shop additional building on his property located at 115 North Highway 11, Sperry, Oklahoma. This property was just rezoned commercial general district. Anybody here for them? No show, no do. Item 9, adjourn at 6:20.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Anybody second?
I'll second.
Call for vote, please.
Kenny Chacon? Tony Winsman?
Yes.
Robert Morton?
Yes.
Deborah Burke?
Yes.